these specs. But if they could somehow have pumped out at least, you know, a 9,000 milliamp, battery in this thing, I'm telling you, man, this gaming laptop is definitely, this is even better than the one we saw, you know, that I showed you yesterday. I mean, with 2 GeForce GTX 680M graphic processors in this thing, you know, 4 gigabytes of virtual RAM combined, man, this thing is definitely, and then with that 240 solid state drive, 240 gigabytes solid state with a 1 terabyte book, I'm telling you, man, and the sound on this thing. I mean, I just need to see a demo. I just need to see a demo of this right here. Whew. Now this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about gaming laptops. But if you're looking for a laptop that can handle just about any kind of computing, maybe you're not interested necessarily in games, but you want a high-end laptop that's not going to be outdated anytime soon, that's going to cost you a pretty penny. You know, you go to originpc.com and check this bad boy out, but you will not be disappointed if you got a laptop like this. I mean, whoo, man, I think after that we definitely need to take a break. We need to take a break. We coming right back, man. I mean, that was just off the hook right there. We're going to come right back with more Tech Pulse.
ShockwaveSound.com. ShockwaveSound.com.
Here we are, coming right back to you. Coming right back with the tech news of the day. Now, for those of you that are definitely Samsung fans, right? You've been talking about, you know, the Samsung Galaxy S4 and all that. If you're definitely a Samsung fan, well, you'll be happy to note that the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Now remember, the Galaxy Note 2 had that big 5.5-inch screen, but now we're seeing the true meaning of phablet, phone, tablet. Come together as phablet. The Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is said to come with a 6-inch display. So the phones are getting bigger. 6-inch display. We're going to show you it in the hands. A woman is holding this phone. We're going to show you how huge this thing is. 6-inch display. Now, Samsung has a number of new devices in the works, and one of those is this Samsung Galaxy Note 3, which we've been hearing a lot about over the last few months, like specs and so forth. Now it would appear that they may have a little more detail. So we're going to tell you some of these details, and some of the details right away is that the Note 3 apparently is going to come with a full HD, so that's 920 by 1080. That's full HD. Full HD 6-inch display. You see? And this ties into what we previously heard with the device featuring that 5.99-inch Super AMOLED screen. So obviously, if not 5.99, they're going to come up with that full 6-inch display Super AMOLED screen. Now, many of you know Samsung is famous for their Super AMOLED screens that make these things, the colors pop when you look at it. Now, the Note 3 is going to be rumored to come with 3 gigabytes of RAM. 3 gigabytes of RAM. And Sony's 8-core Enos octa-core 5 processor plus 8-core Mali 450 GPU. The device is expected to come with a choice of 16, 32, or 64 gigabytes of storage built in. Those are only a few specifications that they released so far, but I'm telling you, man, if you're looking for that top-notch phone coming up, the Note 3 6-inch display with an 8-core processor in it and 3 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know what to tell you, man. Let me just show you how huge this one is. Now, you talking about phablet. You know, you talking about that type of thing. This phone fits that description. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is gigantic. I'm just going to show you right now. I mean, hey, some people like that bigger phone. Some people like to have that bigger phone. But I mean, and then obviously they put it in the hands of a woman that's even going to look bigger. But this thing has got to be big. I mean, it's 6 inches. This is almost a tablet to your head. Check this out right here. Woo! Look at that, man. That thing is huge. That is going to be the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. 8 gigabytes. I mean, not 8 gigabytes. I mean, 8 core. Devin is like, yes, that's my phone right there. Full 1080p phone. Full 1080p, 1920 by 1080 resolution, 6 inches, 8 core, octa-core processors. I'm telling you, this is going to be definitely a workhorse phone right there. But I mean, I don't know how sensible you're going to look with basically a tablet up to your head when when you're talking to people. You got this big, your ears all covered. You know what I'm saying? Well, Devin is saying just use the Bluetooth, but yeah, you could do it that way. You could use the Bluetooth. I guarantee you there's going to be some jokers out there with this massive thing right to their head, man. Pow! You know, air's gone. I'm telling you, but if you're looking for that next phone, I'm telling you, Samsung knows, because they're the one that started this big phone. Because when the Samsung Note came out first, people were like, this phone is too big. When they came out with that 5-inch phone, everyone was like, the phone is big and whatnot. It looked good, but it was big. And they created this market that people want to be in. I mean, they created this niche market where people want these gigantic phones. And that's why Samsung has the success that they've had. And remember what I said, that a lot of people, when it comes to technology, a lot of companies are afraid to take risks. Well, Samsung wasn't afraid to take a risk. Samsung took a risk on that bigger phone, and that thing paid off. Now you see other companies, Apple, you see other companies trying to come up with a bigger phone and whatnot. But I'm telling you, Samsung, they know. They are on this roll right now. I'm telling you, they're on this roll and they're doing everything right. I mean, an 8-core GPU coming with a stylus and everything like that. I mean, that's just crazy right there. I mean, this is going to, I think they're going to get a lot of sales of this phone, because there are people who swear by the Samsung Galaxy Note. They're saying the people that use it, I know people using it right now that say the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 is better than the Samsung Galaxy S4 in their opinion. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is what we're calling, this right here. Samsung has 2 flagship phones. Normally a company has 1 flagship phone. Samsung has 2. And that's why Samsung is gonna, they're just running away. That's why they have the market share that they do when it comes to the cell phone market. They got the market share. Now let's talk a little bit about Netflix and the PlayStation 3. Now you might say, well, Netflix, PlayStation 3, well, what's that got to, what's the news there? Well, Netflix, they have done some updating to their PlayStation 3 streamline audio and more. I mean, according to Netflix, they have updated the PlayStation 3 player with streamlined audio and a few more features. So let's talk about that. Following on the form of the announcement that Netflix would be bringing, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Netflix right after this. Matter of fact, after the break coming up, we're going to talk a little more about Netflix and what they're doing. Following on the form of the announcement that Netflix would be bringing Disney and Disney Pixar movies to the UK Netflix subscriber, Netflix also announced that they have rolled out a new update to their PlayStation 3 player, which brings with it an update in design that makes it more consistent with the Netflix player that's on the web, as well as our mobile and tablet applications, Netflix is saying. So if you're familiar with how Netflix works on the mobile and on the computer and stuff like that, they're making their PlayStation app more in line with that, and together with other features, they're saying, together with other features that include the ability to easily manage your audio and subtitle selections, you can now do that directly in the player on the PS3 without having to return to the browser experience. So you can just do all of that in-house right there. You don't have to return to the browser experience, as well as in improving the design and performance of the Netflix PlayStation 3 player. Trick play mode when scanning forward or reversing in play mode. Now, the images load much faster because Netflix deals with images. If you're trying to fast forward, or like let's say you're watching a program or whatnot, and then the introduction comes up. You don't want to watch the introduction. So when you press pause and you go to pause, Netflix has those. They have those images, those image slots. As you go by, you see the images and so forth that you can fast forward by. They say those are going to load much faster, allowing you to quickly find what you're looking for using a new feature that enables you to go back 10 seconds in the title anytime by simply pressing left on the arrow button once on your controller or your remote. I mean, this is what Netflix says they're bringing to the PlayStation 3, bringing it, streamlining it, making it more like the Netflix you see on their on the web, or on like Roku, on any kind of streaming device that they are part of. They're bringing that, changing the app, and on their mobile devices, they're changing the app on the PlayStation 3, and it's about time. It's about time Netflix really updated that. And even though yesterday we busted out that story where we told you that Netflix said that they're not, BlackBerry just doesn't have the install base for them to work with. They're saying that, BlackBerry, basically, they're saying BlackBerry is small potatoes, and for the kind of business they do, BlackBerry is just small potatoes. They're looking for the big potato salad here. They're looking for the big companies, even though they went out and said that. And BlackBerry has an install base of about 80 million people, so it's not that small. But Netflix is going ahead and they're revamping their player, their Netflix player for the PlayStation 3 with better audio, better user interface, and they're trying to make it more in line with what they have going on with their other apps, like on the web and so forth. And on the heels of that, see, this is the thing here that we're talking about. On the heels of that, Netflix came out with another announcement yesterday. Netflix said that they are planning to double. I mean, with the amount of content Netflix has on right now, I mean, they just recently unleashed the Justice League on their lineup, and I've been watching that. They just unleashed Justice League on their lineup. They unleashed all the Ben 10s. For those of you out there that know Ben 10, the Omni